Hello there, everybody. Today, I always say the date is Monday, January 13th, apparently. Oh my God, the time is just flying. We're just about 2 weeks into, what is this, 14 whole days into the new year. And this is my first podcast for the year. This is my first half day off probably since whenever the last time I recorded a podcast. So a little tired, but in my downtime, I really like to do these. So I wanted to do 2014 action plan for your vision board. I can't even tell you how many times people ask me, do I do a vision board? Do I like them? What are my thoughts? What should they do? So I wanted to do this because I personally don't do vision boards. I don't have anything against them. I think that they work for a lot of people. I guess I have the ability to hold my visions or hold a lot of things that set these goals and keep them in my mind and then work towards them. So it's there. I understand what like the printing it out does. Like I guess my way of doing vision boards is I have a lot of sayings that I like in my house. So I've got this like long "you can do it, girl" speech poster canvas thing in my guest bathroom. I have like in my in my living room, I have a couple sayings up, like something I think it's like some live on the bright side or something. Um, in my office, I keep little sayings and different things around that I want to look at every day. And I think even when I moved, I would find like little post-it notes. There was this one um, post-it note that I kept up on my I have like a cork board. So I guess that's equivalent of like a vision board, but this cork board that I put notes and pictures and stuff that I like on there. And one note that I kept on there for almost 2 years was feelings are not facts and they will pass if you allow them to. So I needed that because I was like, I cannot be the girl that stays in her feelings. Like if I want to have a business and run it or whatever I'm trying to do, I can't be that person. Anyway, I am going to get into my 5 points that I think that you can do to sort of bring your visions to life this year, make them more realistic beyond just like pictures and words. Like, what are you going to do? So, my plan for us and for you is you're going to need some little post-its, those little small post-it notes, and you're going to probably need to paste something else on your board. We're going to need to add something if you don't already have it. So, number one, I want to know is what is your mantra for the year? What are you living by this year? So I told you for like a year, I had that feelings are not facts and they will pass if you allow them to. I needed that because I remember having some really hurt feelings about someone that I liked, loved, trusted, and how I felt like they should have treated me. And I found myself becoming a victim. Like, I can't believe they would do this. I would never treat someone like that. Like, I was living that every day. And I was just like, how I'm feeling is not a fact. That's just how I'm feeling. So if I keep allowing these feelings to dictate how I'm living, like, however this person treated me doesn't have anything to do with me and doesn't speak to my personal value. So I need to stop. And it's like, honestly, I need to just stop crying on this hill. Like, it happened and I need to move on. These are not facts. These are just my feelings. Same thing about, how you might be feeling about someone. It's like how you feel is not necessarily the truth. It's just how you feel. And if you allow them to pass, they will. I love it when somebody can say, I'm really just in my feelings right now, but I'm going to get over it. Like, I'll have a moment and have the moment, take the moment, and then really get over it. Sorry, I'm like, I get to talking and then I need to drink water. So what are you gonna say? My saying like the year after that was need nothing, attract everything. Then after that, I went into fear nothing, and I think that if I were to have a vision board and I were gonna have a mantra for the year, I definitely know my friend and I we're on the same. We are about rich experiences. So my vision board, the top would just say very like in that beautiful sort of italic Vogue font, all lowercase with a period. It would say rich experiences. So everything that I do in 2014 is about the experience. I took my assistant to New York for her first business trip to New York. Just seeing her, watching her grow. She may, who knows how long she'll work for me, but that is the kind of stuff that I really get excited about. Seeing all these things that we get to bring to life, forcing my really good friend Kim, who produced Curlbox TV, forcing her to take a new headshot, and she's like mortified of the camera, but rich experiences. I'm never gonna forget the time I forced Kim to take a headshot, and she looked stunning. I should post the picture. Gorgeous. Pick your mantra for the year and kind of just live by that. It's nice to have like your theme song or your theme for the year. Number two, a lot of you have your dream job pasted on there, or maybe you want to become an entrepreneur. I know a lot of people that follow me are excited about entrepreneurship, and I'm excited about that as well. But I know the big question is like, how does that happen? This is the part where we get our post-it notes out, and the small post-it note is that what is the first small action that I can make towards my dream job or my dream profession, if that's entrepreneurship. And maybe this is one thing that I noticed a lot of young people don't really know how to do. Um, After you graduate college, and if you don't go, that's fine. But if once you go, the education is not over. This is now the time that you have to take it upon yourself to continue to educate yourself on trends and all of these different things. A lot of you want to go into fields. I get contacted all the time, excuse me, about, oh, I want to open up a cupcake business or I want to open up an online retailer, and you haven't even done any research. So maybe your first post-it note is research all cupcake businesses locally. Your second post-it note will be to maybe go out a 15, 20 mile, 30 mile, whatever, the surrounding states. Then you might want to research the most successful ones. You might want to get the Forbes articles, these different things. So it's not, when people talk about overnight success, it's really not. It's your dream job may be on your vision board, or your dream profession may be on your vision board for 5 or 10 years, but our post-it notes are going to be small steps. What are the small steps that we're taking? I think I mentioned this, then I didn't even talk about it. Is that a lot of young people after they graduate college, you guys do not know how to communicate effectively in a professional setting. So a lot of people find me to be very approachable because I can speak to you and I can understand you, but I am also able to make the change. I don't communicate professionally how I communicate personally. So I am able to write a very sophisticated email or to communicate on the highest level. I deal with I was just so blown away that I'm like in Carol's daughter office and I'm talking to the CEO. And these are different things that I'm able to do because I knew after I graduated college that I started reading these emails between my boss and different power players. And I was like, I need to be able to effectively communicate. And so I bought this book that I make every single person that works for me read. It's Right to the Point. WRITE, to the point. And I believe if you look it up on Amazon, the author's name starts with an S, Salvatore or something. But it says the book is it's just like right to the point. It's about business communication. Buy it, read it. Lots of great tips in there, and that's gonna help you. These are gonna be those small steps, and maybe your dream job, your entrepreneur, is reading 3 books in that space. So you read one book, you put another post-it on, you read your second book, you read your third book, and then maybe adding to your dream job is like inviting the person that works at your dream job for coffee. Like that is still working. That's the action plan toward your vision. Number three, I don't think a lot of people do this. They put all the stuff that they want to have on their vision board, shoes and trips and cars and vacations. And there's nothing that says what you plan to do for others. That is the most important. That has to remain front and center, the front and center of your vision. Your surface, it dictates your purpose. So it's like you have to serve. This is my service. I do this for free because I have to. It's This is if you can't be a person. I used to be so annoyed that there was nobody that looked like me that would help me. And I always said if I ever made it, I have to make it easier for other people, other young women of color that look like me. I have to talk to them in a way that they understand and help them and let them know that we all can make it. So that has to be center. So if you don't have that, what are you going to do to give? How are you going to serve? What are you going to do? You need to put that right smack dab in the middle of your vision board. Your service plan can be another post it on how I'm going to serve this year. Maybe it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 things. How are you going to give? How are you going to give back? However you can, you must. Number four, be still or still move. So a lot of you, because I'm watching you on Instagram, it's like day one, day two, day three. You're reading all these books. You're exercising every day. You haven't eaten a chip. So you've done too much now. And it's by tomorrow, which is the 14 days. Is it a habit? It may or may not be. At this point, I kind of want you to just be still and think about slowing down and think of the forever lifestyle. And a forever lifestyle is that's not realistic. There's even I, as disciplined as I can be, cancel things from time to time, fall off my plan from time to time. I was not supposed to work today. I said I am not doing any work today. And what am I do? What did I do? I still did some work. And then I turned around and did this because I like doing this. But just slow down a little bit and think about the lifestyle. And if you're gonna have a lifestyle change, it's little small steps every day. So it's okay if you want to turn it down a notch, but don't give up completely. But it's okay to turn down and think about the long haul. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon because you got a long, long, long way to go. And if you and still move means okay, so you don't have it figured out yet. A lot of you are like, I want to do this, I want to do that, but I don't know how. That means that you have to do the research. Everything is out here for you. You just have to look for it. And I'm gonna say this: when people Instagram me asking me questions that I've answered, I think I talk about time. It's not a good use of my time to reply to things that I've already answered. So I've answered 250 questions or something over 200 questions on my Ask FM, and I have recorded at least hours of information on my podcast. So I think it's fair to me and fair to you that you look for all the information. I've given it to you. It's rare that I haven't answered something. So it's all there. Same thing goes for whatever you may be wanting to do. And if you've already been rejected 2 weeks into the new year, remember that no means not yet. So that's not definite. It means that you haven't convinced enough, you haven't done enough, you're not ready. So that just means you got to go back and get ready for your yes. And so train some more for it and then come back and ask again. You have to do that. Number five, I wanted to talk about the dream trip. A lot of people have like Paris and all these other, fabulous, sunny, beautiful vacations. And I'm like, in savings, I always like to talk about money. I say this: let's do a small step before your trip to Paris. If whatever that's on there, instead of the big trip that you're planning, if you can go and you are going, kudos, great, good for you. Secondly, if you can't, let's do a smaller trip, which is to find something that may be, a Parisian art exhibit, take a couple of French classes, go to an all, Parisian or French wine tasting, and maybe you go one state over, or maybe you go two towns down. Put those little small things on there and have your experiences and have your moments, and you're getting closer to your dream. And so that when you make it to that trip, you will remember all of the little steps and little things that you did to do it. And if you want to start saving now, like go ahead and put your automatic savings. I talked about in my finance podcast. Go back and listen to all those if you have to be reminded. It's so funny. I had a money situation today and I thought about you guys. I went to J. Crew and I picked up a sweater and like this camo t-shirt. And I didn't even look at the price of the sweater because I was like, ugh. It was like a sweater. I was like, it wasn't on sale, but I was like, it can't, it's J. Crew. Let's just say it can't be more than like $150 tops, like max. So I get up to the register and the total comes up for the two things. The total's like $479. Okay. So I look at the lady and I'm like, what? And she's like, yeah, the sweater was like three something. And I was like, okay, well then I don't want it. And so she was like, oh, so you only want the t-shirt? Like almost trying to make me feel bad that I wasn't gonna buy the sweater. And I was having a moment where, and I was telling my friend because he was waiting for me outside, and I was telling him about it. He was like, had you let her make you feel some kind of way about that purchase, you would have bought it just to prove to her that you can buy it. Because that's the kind of shit we do. Like, it's like, oh, let me show her that I can afford a 300 and some odd dollar sweater. Can I buy the sweater? Yes. But there is nothing in J. Crew. There is no sweater in there worth $400. And I'm sitting here and I just walked past it. She's like, well, it's cashmere. I was like, you got a cashmere sweater on the back table for like marked down to 179 with an extra 50% off. So I'm not buying this, so that was the thing that I was like, my moment of not being emotional about money. I'm not. I've gotten over that long ago. But I was like, when she said, instead of saying, oh, okay, and just take the sweater off, she tried to have a moment with me like, oh, so you only want the t-shirt. I'm like, yes, I only want the $40 t-shirt, which is still too much anyway. So that's it for me. I had my little ranting moment. Let's still continue to be focused, I feel like on the savings. I love hearing from you guys about the emotional part with money. That's so important, and just like tearing down those walls and buying what we can afford, because that's how you're going to get the money to take the trips, to start businesses, and to do all the extra stuff that you want to do. So I know it's probably too late to say it, but I'll say it anyway. Happy New Year, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye.